Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Deja vu.
We're going to have a bit of an abbreviated show. Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Yazzie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we came to do.
I'm on top of my game, headed class.
Let's go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Yazzie. Gosh, are we celebrating it today, Yazzie? Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Mind your business. Yes, good morning. All right, we're going to celebrate it. Good morning, Cece. All right, please be sure to share the live. All right, this is the backup account, so you know people are looking for me. Good morning, April. Oh, yes, good morning.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off.
Good morning, Ange.
I'm going to Zeus's live in a couple of days. Shit was radical. It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
That's right, that's right.
It's like deja vu.
Good morning, Ashley.
It's
Yes,
like
ladies and
deja
gentlemen,
vu.
good morning.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. Yeah. It's deja vu.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right. Listen, we're going to have an abbreviated show once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to keep my monologue very brief because I have other affairs to tend to, right? You know, after all, we lazy liberals have a lot of things to do, right? All right. Good morning, everyone. So let's get it started. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus. All right, or some say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest. All right, I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. All right, that's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I really will be the first to apologize. It just turns out that I haven't been wrong lately. I'll give you a good example of just how correct I've been. For the past 2 to 3 years on this app, I've been telling these Trump supporters that Donald Trump had committed so many crimes that more likely than not, he was going to be charged for those crimes, and he was going to be convicted for those crimes, and he's going to be sentenced for those crimes. And they lied and they said it would never happen. There's no precedent for it ever happening. These folks called me a bunch of nasty names, but you know what I did? I stayed the course. And look at where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I've been right. Thank you, Wanda, for the subscription, right? Right. So I've been right this whole time. And these folks have resorted to some nasty kind of things. All right. But because I'm humble, like I said, if I would have been wrong, I would have issued these folks an apology. But I'm not going to apologize to these MAGA demons and these Trump supporters just because their feelings are hurt. No. All right. But if I were wrong, I would apologize. You know it. That's just not wrong. All right. So that's the second H, humble. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. Now, many of you are very familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very special. Wait a second. By the way, again, please share the live to those who may be looking for me on my main account. It turns out when you're one of these truth sayers out here, a lot of these Trump supporters, they get in their feels and just start to do a bunch of nasty things to Zeus, all right? And you know what we call that on TikTok? That's called TikTok interference, right? Right, Ange? This is TikTok interference. Yesterday, you should have seen it. My live numbers were surging through the roof. As far as I was concerned, I was having the largest live ever known on TikTok. And then all of a sudden, the live went down. And Zeus had to go on his backup. And you know what I said? I said, you know what? I was getting ready to have the largest live on TikTok. I was. And you know what? Taking a page out of Donald Trump's book, we're going to go ahead and say it. Frankly, I did have the largest live on TikTok, right? That's how Trump's logic works, you know. All right, and so what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, you know, the ones that wear those 2020 hats, you know, those ones that hold the Stop the Steal flags and stuff like that. You know, they're called Trump supporters, or as I call them, MAGA demons. We hold them accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deed as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds and crimes, let's just be honest, ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party, especially MAGA, they have a monopoly on it, right? So listen up, you Trump supporters, you seditionists, treasonous traitors. If you don't want to hear the truth, leave this live and go on and hang out with those other fake TikTok hosts, those fake content creators that'll lie to you, all right? But we won't lie to you over here, all right? Because guess what? I'm going to ruin your breakfast. I got a solid track record for ruining Trump supporters' breakfast. I know how to make you go from being happy to sad just because I bring the truth, right? So leave this live because it's going to get dangerous, all right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get this show started, I want you all to know that Donald Trump he's in court right now. I just got done seeing him do what he normally does right before he goes inside of the courtroom, right? You know what he does, right? This morning, he did a little something I didn't expect him to do. He woke up early enough to go to a construction site in New York, right? And do a little bit of it was a 5-minute campaign rally, all right? And he said, only thing that he said that you need to keep up with is presidential immunity. I don't know what he means by saying that. He keeps saying presidential immunity. Does anyone know why he keeps saying presidential immunity? I'm curious. I mean, what is that about? I mean, we get it. You believe that there somehow it was a construction site, right? DJ Kitty Cat. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought all the businesses in New York were leaving, but it looks like New York is doing quite well. It's doing so well, you were able to go and do a little campaign stop there and try to make it look like you care about those who are actually working. But then you know what happened after he said presidential immunity. He says, okay, thank you very much. I got to go now. And they say, where are you going? He says, I got to go take a nap, right? So this is where he's going. He's going back into Judge Juan Merchan's courtroom, all right, to hear all of the salacious details about what he did during that 2016 election, all right? And you know who the people were involved, right? David Pecker, he's on the witness stand, and he's going to continue to tell the American people what Donald Trump's role was in this nasty little scheme. Right? You use that pick too, Andrew? Yeah. This nasty little scheme that he has going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And so, quiet as it is kept, for those of you who aren't really keeping up with the case, I want to make sure you understand why this guy is sleeping in the courtroom. Because number one, he can't control himself. But number two, he knows that this case is very serious because number one, all of the key players that were involved in this illegal campaign contribution that he received. This is called an in-kind contribution, right? And it was unreported, which is why it's election interference. David Pecker, all right, you know who he is, the CEO of America Media Inc., all right, or as some like to call it, the National Enquirer. Him, Michael Cohen, who I've had the wonderful pleasure of meeting on this app. You should check him out. And Donald Trump decided to come up with a nasty scheme to rob the American people of the 2016 election that we all know Hillary Clinton should have won. A lot of the Trump supporters don't want to admit it, but Hillary Clinton may have won the 2016 election if Donald Trump didn't engage in this criminal scheme. What did it require him? What was the scheme about? The scheme required him to, number one, catch and unalive any kind of bad press that was going to come out about him, which included these affairs that he had, right, with women like Stormy Daniels, and Karen McDougal. And by the way, the Karen McDougal one, I hear that's going to be the naughtiest of them all because that wasn't just a hit and run. This guy was pillow talking with Karen McDougal, from what I've heard, right? And so, but it's not that that's really the crime. The crime is the contributions this was actually making to his campaign that didn't get reported properly because he was falsifying business records, right? So we got to him suppressing any kind of negative information about himself. But he goes one step further, right? He puts out bad press on his rivals. Ted Cruz, you all know. Marco Rubio, you all know. And of course, Hillary Clinton. And he also puts out positive news about him in an effort to sway the hearts and minds of the American people and to get them to vote for Donald Trump. This was a criminal scheme, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And this is why he is in New York. He's not in New York because you know what they say, ever since he came down that golden escalator, he's not in there because of that. He's in there because it was election interference. That's why Michael Cohen had to go to prison, right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sleepy Don what he deserves, all right? All right? Many of you know what we do over here. We make sure we give these Trump supporters the boos and shames that they don't get out there in the real world because, you know, they're living in La La Land, or Earth, as some like to say, Earth 2. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters our first honorable round of boos and shame. Silence, you MAGA demon. All right, now Donald Trump is having quite the incredible week. If you are not paying attention, I get it. I totally understand. There's a lot more other issues that are going on in this country and around the world. But, you know, for the sake of what I do on this app, I'm primarily focused on making sure Donald Trump does not ever enter that White House, all right? It doesn't mean all the other issues aren't equally as important. So if you haven't been following what's been happening, today is the day Donald Trump, the Supreme Court will be hearing oral arguments in relation to this ridiculous claim that Donald Trump continues, and I do mean continues to make day in and day out. All right. He's talking about presidential immunity. I mean, I would imagine if Donald Trump actually went to class and learned something ever in his life, one of the topics that he must have picked up on and has just, for some strange reason, never left him is this whole concept of presidential immunity. So you'll hear Donald Trump while in court for the hush money thing, always talking about presidential immunity. You'll see him on interviews talking about it, and of course on his social media platform, Lie Central. We're going to call it Lie Central. He continues to say, if a president, I'll sum it up for you. We're not going to read it. If a president doesn't have presidential immunity, then pretty much he can't do his job, because he'll always have that idea or that thought in the back of his head where he says, well, I can't do that because if I do that, then the next person that's going to become president, they might indict me. And so he basically is saying this without presidential immunity, presidents, they will be paralyzed to make decisions, which you and I both know is completely false. That's not necessarily what he's trying to argue for. It doesn't make any sense because what he is being charged with doesn't fall under his duties as the president of the United States. Actually, they say it falls outside of his duties in the outer perimeter. So the question that the Supreme Court today is hearing oral arguments about is whether or not those actions that Donald Trump engaged in. Well, what are those actions, Zeus? He was president. Oh, you know, the fake electors scheme. You know, trying to overturn a free and fair election. Do those activities, and possibly trying to unalive his political rivals. I don't know why Jack Smith said that. Should Donald Trump be immune from doing that? And the answer to that question is no. He shouldn't be immune from it. But I'll say this, because there's some Trump supporters out there that are still thinking, you know what, he's winning. Here's the bad side of this. Let's just say they come back and say, yeah, he should. Then guess what, MAGA? You're going to have to give President Joe Biden the same degree of freedom, right? On the left and right, Supreme Court justices seem to agree on a basic truth about the American system of government. No one is above the law, not even the president. The law applies equally to all persons, including a person who happens for a period of time to occupy the presidency. Justice Samuel Alito wrote in 2020, less than a year early, trial judge wrote, stated simply, the primary takeaway from the past 250 years of recorded American history is that presidents are not kings, ladies and gentlemen. Can we all say that? Presidents are not kings. But former President Donald Trump and his legal team are putting that foundational belief to the test. On Thursday, when the High Court takes up the Republicans' bid to avoid prosecution over his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump's lawyers argue that former presidents are entitled to absolute immunity for their official acts. Otherwise, they say, politically motivated prosecutions of former occupants of the Oval Office would become routine, and presidents couldn't function as the commander-in-chief if they had to worry about criminal charges. On the other hand, lower courts have rejected those arguments, including a unanimous 3-judge panel on an appeals court in Washington, D.C. And even if the High Court resoundingly follows suit, the timing of its decision may be as important as the outcome. That's because Trump's, the presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee, has been pushing to delay the trial until after the November election. And the latter the justices issues their decision, the more likely he is to succeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, we shall see how the Supreme Court, hears out these oral arguments. No decision today, but I will say this. What an interesting situation Donald Trump has found himself in, right? Sitting in a New York courtroom, fighting for his life, while on the back end, we have the Supreme Court weighing in on another decision that might also impact his life in a negative way. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in helping Donald Trump and his deranged supporters understand the end is here for Donald Trump. All right? Join me in giving him what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame.
Silence! You never demon!
Curly, I see my good friend Curly out there. All right, Curly, I expect to see you in the box when I open up the box, bro, because I really want to make sure you are as you say you are. All right, so send Zeus a guest request, Curly, because the end is here, bro, and you need to stop believing these lies. All right, I get it. You're a Snuggles University graduate, but you must not have heard me when I told you. Oh. RC Dubs, Biden is taking your freedom. Oh, wow, Curly. You woke up with a new conspiracy? Wow. We were just talking about the economy. RC yesterday, you should have seen him. He said, I don't want to get off topic. He said, Zeus, Democrats are destroying the economy. This is what he said to me. Look at the interest rate on houses. I said, Curly, seriously? Yes. Why is the interest rate high, Zeus? I said, well, let's go look into history. So we went back. Guess where we went? We went all the way back to 1981 in November when Ronald Reagan was president. And you would believe it or not, the interest rate for houses was 21.5%, right? I said, Curly, why was the interest rate so high when Ronald Reagan was president? What did Curly say? Oh, well, Zeus, there were less people in the United States. I said, Curly, really? So more people means the interest rate goes down? Yes. All right. Well, guess what, Curly? It's 2024, and we got more people in the United States, and the interest rate is still lower. Oh, well, Zeus, you got to remember, back in the 80s, there was a lot going on. We had wars. Giving Ronald Reagan an excuse for everything. I said, Curly, don't we got a lot going on right now? Well, yes, Zeus, but you got to understand, Zeus, supply and demand, Curly. Cut it out. Quit making excuses for the indefensible. You know good and well Donald Trump is not a good president and a terrible businessman. I'm serious, bro. Either come in the box and explain yourself or keep it, you know what I say, silent.
Silence! You never demon!
Exactly. All right, now let's speak on Donald Trump and his business. All right, Curly, this one's for you. How can we trust him? New concerns about Trump media as auditor found to use many names. You all know what Trump media is about. This is about Truth Social. According to a report from the Financial Times, the outside auditor hired by Trump Media and Technology Group to create a report used by investors for guidance has a history of using multiple names when signing off on documentation, which is raising some eyebrows. The report notes that B.F. Borgers, accounting firm Ben F. Borgers, has filed forms using 10 different names, including Ben F. Borgers, Blake F. Borgers, Ben F. Vonish, among others that may just be simple misspellings. However, thank you for the subscription, Zena. Including a history of ongoing disputes about his company's failings, is raising questions about the embattled Truth Social, which has seen its stock plummet. According to the Financial Times, B.F. Borgers is consistent in its own way, with the regulator having used its most recent report to flag the firm's continued high level of instances of non-compliance with auditing standards or rules and quality controls defects noted in the 2021 and 2019 inspections. The report notes that the United States Public Company Accounting Oversight Board has previously found Borgers' firm failed to properly check clients' revenues, accounts receivables, debt levels, fair value assumptions, and numerous other key financial metrics. One accounting expert claimed the name differences combined with the firm's other problem raises red flags. Quote, if multiple names are due to careless mistakes and lack of attention, then how can we trust him concerning his attention to the audits that he has to supervise? So you see what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. More evidence that this Truth Social company, which we all know is Russian-backed, ran by a bunch of corrupt individuals, all right? And you know this guy right here is the face of it, has more evidence of shenanigans, right? The auditors can't even be trusted. And this is who they want to be president once again? Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his nasty company, Truth Social, and the auditors what they deserve. Another round of what? Booze and shame. Silence, you MAGA demons. All right. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? I think this is good. Neutralize. Insiders say Speaker used Trump's own tactics to sideline him on the aid vote. I don't know if you've all been talking to these Trump supporters lately like I have been, but all of a sudden, they can't trust Mike Johnson. It's the funniest thing. Because every time we talk to Trump supporters, okay, so Donald Trump's a great leader. Yeah, okay. Well, explain to me why Bill Barr, we'll use Bill Barr as an example. Why did Bill Barr not side with him on this particular issue? Oh, Bill Barr is a traitor. Okay, so are you saying Donald Trump is terrible at picking people? MAGA? I mean, you understand all the people that you are saying are a problem are people he handpicked. So I would love for a Trump supporter to be able to, even Mike Pence, his own vice president. Good morning, Rick. How do you think Donald Trump is going to do in his next term? Do you think he's learned how to pick better people? Think about this, MAGA. Even his attorneys. He's a terrible leader, and he can't, and he has no idea what he's doing. House Speaker Mike Johnson changed his tune on Ukraine funding after receiving intelligence briefings and speaking to European allies who explained the stakes and he managed to bring the bill to a vote over Donald Trump's objections. That's right. Donald Trump didn't want to help our allies. The Louisiana Republican had opposed a $300 million aid package before ascending to Speaker in October, but told Senate Republicans almost immediately afterward that he would support the funding as long as Israel aid got a separate vote, and he risked his career by delivering $61 billion in aid to help fight off Russian invaders. Quote, "It was the intelligence, it was Europe's generals who are in charge of freedom of the world, and of course, it was the developments as well. Everything has escalated," Mike Johnson wrote. The funding measure passed with the support of the Democrats and the GOP Reaganites, who are losing ground each election cycle. Of the 112 House Republicans who voted against Ukraine funding, 71 have been elected since the first midterm since the Trump era in 2018. Quote, "The speaker was courageous. He was courageous," said former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. "I can't imagine that he won't continue to be the speaker." But the speaker does face a motion to vacate filed by right-wing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and backed by some other Republicans. All right. Johnson managed to bring the vote to the floor by keeping Trump on the sideline, a strategy learned from his own presidency. Quote, "Trump was neutralized, to use the term one House Republican wielded from the comfort of background, with the same tactic used to great effect when he was in the Oval Office. Overwhelming force." GOP lawmakers, former cabinet officials, retired military and foreign leaders made an aggressive case to Trump not to continue to come out against Ukraine aid. Oh, and they deployed flattery and played to their target's self-interest. You see, MAGA, Donald Trump isn't as strong and powerful as you thought he was. He's weak. Mike Johnson, they say a shark can smell blood in the water. We see it. We can smell it. We can smell the fear. Yeah, won't you sit over there on the sideline and fight those court battles you got, mister? And let us do what we're going to do, which is send that aid as we promised, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Since Donald Trump, yes, Trump has been uncovered. He has been exposed to be a weak leader. Join me in giving him what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. All right, let's move it along. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well. This is the other big news that has dropped. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Arizona grand jury has decided to indict a lot of people. Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, and a lot of other Trump allies. All right. An Arizona grand jury has indicted 18 allies of Donald Trump for their efforts to subvert the 2020 election, including former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and attorney Rudy Giuliani and Boris Epshteyn. The indictment, which includes felony counts of conspiracy. I'm not going to go into this because I know you all have already heard this. I'm not going to go into details, but I just want to make sure we amplify what the charges are. All right? Conspiracy. Fraud. Thank you, Mindy, for that. All right? And forgery. Also describes Trump as an unindicted co-conspirator. Wow. Defendants and unindicted co-conspirators schemed to prevent the lawful transfer of the presidency to keep unindicted co-conspirator 1 in office against the will of Arizona's voters. Every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. How does this fall under the umbrella of presidential immunity, MAGA? You know how you get these TikTok hosts out there? What they did in Georgia. Oh, look at that woman with the suitcase. The votes. You see, they're playing with the votes. You remember how these Trump supporters were spreading that conspiracy around, right? And we saw what happened with that, right? This guy, Rudy Giuliani, was taken to court and he was sued. They sued his pants off because it was a lie. Shay Moss, Ruby Freeman, those sisters out there in Fulton County that they were accusing of rigging the election. It was all a lie. And here we are on the eve of the 2024 election. And you know my position from the very beginning. These indictments should have came as soon as he walked out of the White House. As soon as he walked out of the White House, they should have put his behind in jail. All right? That's how I feel about this. But you know what? I understand. Things do take time. It really does take time for cases to ripen. And you got to have people who are strong enough to do this kind of work. Here we are on the eve of the 2024 election. Trump already has been indicted four times, 88 felony charges. And what happens? Well, yesterday, more breaking news. More evidence of election interference coming from Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons. To any Trump supporter that continues to cry and complain that Donald Trump is somehow a victim of Biden's DOJ, I want you to just do this. Shh, shh, not another word. Not another word. You mean to tell me we got another indictment? And I hear Kenneth Cheesebro is the one that's spilling the beans. He's been indicted, in Fulton County by Fonnie Willard. He's the one spilling the beans over there in Arizona and putting the dots, connecting the dots on all of these people who were part of this scheme. To the American people that are listening, I know you haven't been keeping up because you're very, very busy. So let me say it to you very plainly. All of the election interference that has gone on in the 2020 election that you hear Trump supporters crying and complaining about, get this. Most of it, I'd say 99.9% of it, is false. The Democrats didn't do this. This is more evidence that the Republican Party, with Donald Trump at the top, is corrupt. They are the ones who were engaging in election interference. That's what all of these indictments are about. All right? These people, these Trump supporters, were trying to rob the American people of their vote on multiple fronts. All right? It isn't just what happened on January 6th, as you can see, in Washington, D.C. It isn't just what happened out there in Fulton County, as you can see. It isn't what happened in Michigan, as you can see. And it isn't what just happened in Arizona. These folks have been stealing votes. Actually, I would say Texas, right, Shay? Texas, too? These folks are stealing our votes and destroying this country. As a matter of fact, that's why Donald Trump is sitting in court today, because he did that exact same thing in 2016. And because he didn't get caught then, he thought he could get away with it. And guess what? We finally got him right where we want him. No more schemes, right? So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Because these Trump supporters have no shame, we're going to give it to them. Join me once again in giving these Trump supporters, these seditionist, treasonous traitors, these schemers, these people who tried to steal our vote and get away with it. Join me in giving them another round of boos and shame. Did y'all really think you could get away with it? Trump supporters, did you really think we weren't going to catch on to what you were doing? Thank you for the gift, all right? You're the ones really stealing the election. You're the ones that are engaging in election interference. And it's about time you get held accountable for those crimes. Good morning, Idaho gal. All right. Yeah, I firmly do believe we need to put Donald Trump in jail. And anyone who continues to openly support him, you just might be at risk of going to prison as well. Enough is enough. You are all a bunch of liars. You're not Christians. You don't know anything about the economy. You don't. The economy was better under Donald Trump. Give me a break. Give me proof. Oh, Zeus, I can't buy any eggs. Give me a break. All of you out there who keep saying you can't buy any eggs, please get on TikTok today, turn on your camera, and open up your refrigerator. I would love to see what you got in your refrigerator and what you don't got. You're a bunch of liars. I got to now start saying, when these Trump supporters say stuff to me, I got to go say, oh, okay, so they're telling on themselves. Because they know what they're saying isn't true. They're just repeating what they saw on a TikTok video. No wonder they want to take this app away. I'm pretty sure they got to take this app away because of the Trump supporters. If I were to roll and I had to bet, I believe they said, you know what, we got to take away TikTok because look at what it's doing to these Trump supporters. They've lost all ability to think critically, right? They don't got any critical thinking skills. All right, now let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I got to cover one last topic, and you know what it is. January 6th, a day that we will never, ever let these Trump supporters forget. Listen, I know that what I say isn't going to change the mind of a Trump supporter. I understand that because they're in too deep. They're thousands of dollars deep into their cult, right? So they're not gonna reconsider their position. But my hope is that for those that are out there listening and aren't able to really keep up with this, I hope that they pick up on some of the information that we discuss on this show and use it to make the right decision when they go and vote. That's what this is about. Trump supporters don't like me to tell this story of January 6th. Because what I do is I eliminate all of the BS, all of the malarkey, and we get straight down to business. What is that? Well, January 6th was a crime scene in so many ways. All right? And with crime scenes, there's always evidence. All right? You got to look at the motive and things like that and really get to the bottom of it. What happened that day? Why was law enforcement attacked that day? Right? Those are the things you got to be able to answer. Who was involved, right? What was the goal in this entire fiasco? And what I'll do is answer all those questions by explaining to you what really happened. January 6th was the outcome of a lot of different things that was going on in this country. A lot of different things that when you do your research, all go back to Donald Trump. During the 2020 election, this country was on its knees because Donald Trump failed to do his job as president of these United States. It was on its knees. We had a pandemic ripping this country to shreds. Our economy was tanking. The economy he inherited from Obama began to tank. Children had to do their homework from school. Their homework from school, they had to do it at home. Their parents had to work at home as well because the pandemic was doing a number on this country. Americans were losing their life. And instead of Donald Trump focusing on what can he do to actually help stop the spread of this nasty thing, the only thing Donald Trump was focused on was him being reelected. He was so desperate to get reelected that he decided it's time to break the law and go outside of my duties as president and engage in conduct in the outer perimeter, so to speak. What did he do? Someone asked me, what did he do? Well, he planted this seed of doubt in the mind of his supporters, right? You remember this?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
It's a rigged election. That's the only way we're going to lose. That's exactly what he told his supporters, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And you remember that, right? He tweeted it about it, right? So what happened? Well, the results of the election came, and guess who was the winner? Joe Biden. President-elect Joe Biden was the winner of the 2020 election. What did Donald Trump do? He goes on and he starts peddling conspiracy theories about votes not being counted correctly in multiple states like Arizona, states like Michigan, states like Georgia. All right. So he's putting those seeds of doubt in the minds of his supporters. And then what did he do on election night? Instead of coming out and conceding to Joe Biden, he came out and said this.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right?
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
That was a lie. He didn't win the election. That was a lie, but his supporters, they ate it up. And at that moment, they went from being Trump supporters to soldiers for Donald Trump. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the Civil War that they love to talk about, this was them taking arms, getting armed, and deciding it's time to go fight for our country for this clown, Donald Trump. All right? So, now that they've been radicalized and they're soldiers and he's now the modern day Jefferson Davis, what does Donald Trump decide to do next? Well, that's a great question. I'll tell you what he decided to do next, ladies and gentlemen. All right. He decides to summon his soldiers, all right, by doing the following. Attention! All Trump supporters. This is him acting like Jefferson Davis. I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very, very angry. What I need you to do, you red hat patriots for Trump, I need you to sell everything that you have, send the proceeds to me, and then I need you to come to Washington, D.C. at this big protest, all right? Be there, all right? Will be wild. That was the invitation that he sent to all of you Trump supporters. And so what did these Trump supporters do? Let me explain. They followed through on what he demanded. They sent him their money and they decided to go meet him in Washington, D.C. How did they do it, Zeus? Oh, you remember, they jumped in the back of those U-Hauls. You remember these U-Hauls, all right? These guys jumped in the back of those U-Hauls. You know who I'm talking about. The Patriot Front, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys. And they put on those masks, right? You know what's so funny? These are the same masks that during the pandemic, they said, don't make us wear those masks because if you make us wear it, we can't breathe. Remember, we can't breathe. They had no problem getting in the back of those U-Hauls and masking up, didn't they? They didn't have any problem doing that for Donald Trump. So yes, they got in the back of those U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen, and they decided to head on out to Washington, D.C., all right, to meet up with their cult leader or their modern day General Jefferson Davis, President Jefferson Davis, right? AKA Donald Trump from Fort Mar-a-Lago. And when they get to Washington, D.C., they get some more orders from guess who? No, these are not FBI agents. Nice try. These are not FBI agents. Remember, these are the people that came as a result of the invitation Donald Trump gave them. Remember the invitation when he said, be there, it's going to be wild. So no, this is not FBI. So they get to Washington, D.C., and they received orders from one of Donald Trump's lieutenants. You remember her, Marjorie Trader Green? The one who we suspect may have planted those nasty pipe bombs. She then gives these individuals, as well as several others, an order. And this is what their order was, all right?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
Right. So that's Marjorie Trader Green telling those folks who showed up for Donald Trump to go ahead and engage and go attack the United States Capitol. Because after all, that's your building. All right. So then what happens next? Well, let's go into the White House for a brief moment, where Donald Trump had a run-in with his vice president. You remember? Mike Pence. This is this guy. I need you to do what I asked you to do. I got everything in motion, Mr. Pence. We got the fake elector scheme going on. Keyword scheme. I got my soldiers here at the ellipse. All we need you to do, Pence, is what I told you to do. And Mike Pence says, no, I can't do that. He grew a spine that day. Mr. President, I can't do that because if I did do that, that would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers fought for, bled for, a document that Americans lost their life for. And sir, I just can't do that. I refuse to do that. What? You know, Donald Trump doesn't like being told no. He calls Mike Pence the nasty P word. You know, the same P word that was in the Access Hollywood tape, right? You know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest, is what Trump told Pence, because Pence refused to break the law. You know what? I'll take matters into my own hand. All right? And that's exactly what Donald Trump decided to do, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So if you recall, Donald Trump decides to go to the ellipse. And when he gets to the ellipse, he decides to encourage his soldiers, the Trump supporters there, to engage in what? Heinous acts of violence. All right?
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. And he said that to all of his Trump supporters. You see them right there. Does that look like the FBI to anyone? Does this look like the FBI to any of you? I'm just curious. Does this look like Antifa? Does this look like BLM to any of you? You know what they said? Oh, BLM dressed up as a Trump supporter that day. Does that look like what they did right there? The answer is no. And so what did they do after Donald Trump encouraged them to go engage in those heinous acts of violence? They decided to march towards the Capitol, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what they were doing as they were marching towards the Capitol? They actually at one point threatened to unalive the vice president. Hey, unalive our vice president. Again, these folks had one mission: to place a dagger at the throat of our democracy. This is the crime scene of January 6th. But you want to know, there's one more story that I'm not going to let be untold. Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? You all remember Ashley Babbitt? Well, we got some audio of Miss Babbitt that day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there she is. A Trump supporter who had been radicalized by Donald Trump and his rhetoric. Bunch of right-wing websites consumed everything MAGA had to offer her. Look at her right there. Is that the FBI right there? Do you still think this is the FBI? MAGA? Well, we got Ashley on audio on that day, ladies and gentlemen.
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this Margaret Karen. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. If people can't get to work, our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and a mob, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump.
A sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Trump. That's what she said she was doing that day. That's who she said she was around that day. She didn't say BLM or Antifa or the FBI. Trump supporters. And we all know what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? You remember this scene? That is where Ashley Babbitt lost her life. She lost her life for Donald Trump. One of Donald Trump's foot soldiers lost her life because she believed that big lie that Donald Trump told, which is the election was rigged. She went to D.C. because Donald Trump invited her there. And she lost her life for Donald Trump. And what did Donald Trump do after Ashley lost her life in the battlefield?
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow. Even after losing one of his soldiers that day, Donald Trump didn't even care. And yet and still, you Trump supporters, you still support this guy. Even after he showed you he doesn't give a darn about you. Wake up and get out of the cult. This is serious. Your soul is on the line. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about January 6th, we talk about it this way. The crime scene of January 6th. It wasn't a peaceful protest. This was an attack on the United States government led and orchestrated by Donald Trump and his cronies, and which resulted in lives lost and law enforcement being harmed. This is the crime scene of January 6th, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what MAGA doesn't want you to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. And so now that we are at the crime scene of January 6th, let's talk about what happened recently with another soldier of Donald Trump's, if you can bear with me for a brief moment. All right, Kansas Marine. All right, a Kansas Marine vet who breached the Capitol on January 6th with a flag painted on his head pleads guilty. A Wichita man who had breached the Capitol on January 6th wearing a patriotic face mask with an American flag painted on his head pleaded guilty to a single misdemeanor. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this knucklehead right here. Does this look like the FBI to anyone? Does this look like Antifa to anyone? Does this look like BLM to anyone? This is a gosh darn knuckle dragging Trump supporter. Oh my God. You know it's sick when you're in a cult and one of your members do something and then you won't even own it. Y'all some sick individuals out there. Evil. And I guarantee you this knucklehead probably went to church every day with the Russian bears. Pure evil. Chad Dustin Surinam, a U.S. Marine veteran, pled guilty to entering and remaining in a restricted building or ground, court records show. His hearing was conducted before Judge Anna Reyes on Monday via video conference in the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. His sentencing is scheduled for August 19th. He faces a maximum of 6 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. He was among 10 Kansas residents charged in connection with the Capitol riot and the 9th to plead guilty. 8 of those defendants have been sentenced. All right. He was arrested July 17th in Hayesville, south of Wichita, after being charged with 4 misdemeanors: knowingly entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, and parading or demonstrating and picketing in a Capitol building. The government dropped 3 of the charges in exchange for a guilty plea. He had been dubbed Flag Face Marine by a network of online investigators helping to identify and locate those involved in the Capitol attack. You see, ladies and gentlemen, once again, another Trump supporter has been brought to justice, and America is a lot safer because we got a dangerous domestic terrorist off of the streets. So because he's been not only arrested, ladies and gentlemen, well, first of all, let's give him a round of boos and shame. Get him out of here. You are a disgrace to this country. A big disgrace.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And because he's been arrested, convicted, and sentenced, let's sit him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that? You hear that, MAGA? You don't represent our country. This is the same guy that invited you to the Capitol and called you patriots. Now telling you, you don't represent our country. Flag face. How did you even get to the point where you were putting a flag on your face? No alarm bells went off to tell you this is ridiculous. How did you get to Washington, D.C. from Kansas? You could have used that money to buy eggs. Why did you throw away your freedom? Flag face. And all of you Trump supporters, do y'all really believe Donald Trump is telling you the truth when he talks? Do y'all still believe this man? Anybody that still believes the things that Donald Trump says are true, gots to be stuck. Mentally, you got to be stuck. You ever seen a car that was stuck? And you're stuck in neutral. Your brain's not going anywhere. What more evidence do you need to see that this man is lying to you, flag face? The flag on your face should have been, and you should, I don't even know how you go and get the paint and do all of that stuff. But the moment you found yourself doing that, you should have said, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I've never had to do anything like this in my entire life for another grown man. But then you must not have looked in the mirror. You mean to tell me after you got that thing on that embarrassing mark on your face, no one around you said, hey bro, that's not cool. You need to take that off. You look crazy. You don't got any friends that would have told you you're crazy for doing that? You never saw a mirror? And you went to Washington, D.C. for a man you have no idea. You don't know anything about him. All you got is clips about him. Maybe seen him on The Apprentice. Read a couple of tweets and you threw your life away from him. You're not that intelligent, you Trump supporters. It's like I've been saying. You guys impress me because you are listening to a clown. All right. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest circus runner I've ever seen. This man is a clown. And you know he's a clown because he does what a clown does. What does he do? He wakes up every day. You know what his routine is. He puts that makeup on his face just like a clown does, right? Instead of a way the clown does, he puts the orange on. This makeup got me looking good. Right? That's the first thing he does. Then what does he do? He puts on that bird's nest like a clown puts on a wig. Puts this, oh, I look so good, Melania. Don't I look good, Melania? You know, she's not in the room, so he has to take a picture and send it to her wherever she's at. Do I look good today? Yes, you look good. You know how a clown puts on that silly outfit? Donald Trump does the same thing, puts on that ridiculous crumpled blue suit with the red tie. I mean, seriously, are you trying to do the job of the president or are you trying to run McDonald's? Donald Trump looks like he's trying to put Ronald McDonald out of business. All you Trump supporters want is another Happy Meal from this guy. When are you going to wake up and stop embarrassing yourselves? Stop lying to Americans about this guy. Retribution, Curly, all of you, all of you. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Sending this man your money. I'm a billionaire. I got a lot of money. I got so much money. You wouldn't believe. I got money falling out of my pockets. I mean, and then guess what he does?
I am very humbly asking if you could chip in $5, $10, or even $25. I know that times could be tough, and they are tough under this.
Oh my gosh. I'm very humbly asking you to chip in. MAGA, which one is it? Is he wealthy? Is he so wealthy he doesn't need your money? Or is he broke and he needs your money? Which one is it, MAGA? You can't be both. Was he doing his job? Or was he the victim and couldn't do his job? Which one is it, MAGA? You're tearing this country to shreds, and it's folks like me and the rest of these people in the country who really care that are keeping it together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, that concludes my monologue. Donald Trump is tearing this country apart, and you supporters are helping him do it, and you just don't even understand it. I'm firmly convinced of that. I've lost all hope in Trump supporters being able to wake up and come out of the fog. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. And as far as I'm concerned, it's pure evil. I don't want to, I open up my box as I say, first of all, if there's a Trump supporter that has evidence to support any of the claims they're making, by all means, please bring it up here, because not just me, but a lot of people in this country would love to see what you see. All right. Because what we're curious about is why still be in this delusion with Donald Trump? What more proof do you need to understand that there is no election interference? And if there was, we showed you it's always Donald Trump and his friends that are doing it. You want to say that Donald Trump is great at business? Well, what more evidence do you need to prove to you that he's not good at business when we can see in New York he was committing fraud for decades? He respects women. Well, what are all these lawsuits about? Oh, well, I mean, what more evidence do you need to get out of this fog? All right. And that's what this is about as far as I'm concerned. All right. Now let's bring up my first panelist. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Cece. How are you doing?
Oh, honey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm all
Looking
right.
the most handsome
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
the most humble
Thank you.
and definitely the most honest.
Thank you, Cece. I really do appreciate that. I really do. All right.
I
And
know
you
you
are
do.
all
I know
right.
you do. I look, you're blushing.
I know. I hate when
You're
people make me
so
blush.
damn cute. If mom is listening, mom, you got such a handsome young man.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom. I really do appreciate that. All right. Tell him, Cece.
Listen. Oh, Lord, did you hear about Fort Blossom yesterday?
No, what happened? Is there more?
Well, he was sitting there sleeping,
Mm.
and then they bring up Karen McDougal's name. Oh, he was erect. I know he hasn't seen erect in a while, but he sat up, and let me tell you something.
Wow.
Ooh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Spill the beans.
this should be Karen McDougal suit, but
Mm-hmm.
so they were together for about 9 months. They used the L word, which gags me.
What is the
And
L? What is the L word, Cece? I mean, it's not a dirty word on this platform. All right, please.
well, I can't imagine any woman that looks as nice as she does to love that mushroom of a man. Yeah.
So she was sending. They were sending "I love you"
Oh,
messages.
he 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 brought her to Mar-Largo. Yeah. Well, his wife was there. When Melania found that out, oh, she was livid.
Ooh.
Livid.
Wow.
Listen,
What kind of man would bring his mistress to his house with his wife like that?
a narcissist whoremonger.
Mm.
Him, narcissist. That's what he is.
Isn't
He
it
doesn't
funny?
care.
Isn't it funny that there are still women out there though, CC,
Oh,
that say that this behavior is acceptable?
listen, Zeus. Us women get upset with these other women. I'm ashamed to call them a woman. I really am. Just like the you know who's, those little characters from, over in Putin land,
Yes,
the little
yes,
bears.
yes.
One of them happened to say that she was an,
Oh, wait a second. We got to if you're a Trump supporting woman, please send Zeus a guest request because I would love to have this conversation. Sorry, CC.
oh yeah, they'll never do it. They're afraid of you, honey. Anyway, one of the one of the little bears said that she was an asset to Russia.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh, that means she's working on behalf of Vladimir Putin in the Kremlin, and she's out here on TikTok spreading lies and disinformation and misinformation in order to sway the election. That's what it means.
I was
Oh no,
totally
you're
disturbed.
afraid.
I was disturbed by that.
Why? Don't let it bother you. These folks they're going through withdrawals right now, CC, because quiet as it is kept, these trials that Trump is currently having, this one in New York, it's taking a toll on his supporters. They're not getting as much of him as they're used to, right? Because he used to be
Yes.
on social media releasing videos all the
Uh-huh.
time. doing those rallies and things like that. He's not doing it as much, and they're going through withdrawal.
His hands are tied. And Saturday, the weather was so bad in North Carolina, he could not attend. So,
Yeah.
God's trying to send him a little message.
Tell him. Tell him.
You just, move on, Donald.
Move it on, Don. We're going to call him Move It On, Don, huh?
Yeah. But this Karen McDougal
Yes.
is hidden. That's all hidden. But it's all, the requests of Donald. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you another little sneaky snake.
What's that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, what happened with Arnold?
Oh, he's a dirty little dog, too, who got Packer to hide all the stories.
Oh, so it's
you, Packer has been a very busy man. I don't know how he and Michael Cohen have been able to deal with this man.
I don't either. But every dog has its day, like they say, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we caught a dog with Donald Trump. We caught a big dog. Arr!
Well,
All right. We got a big dog. All right.
Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
David Packer has a lot to say, bro.
Yeah.
He got a lot to say.
For what it's worth, this is his third day up there, right?
Yeah, but
that's a long time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but they haven't been full days because of Passover.
Yeah, okay.
But today, and the Supreme Court, they are drilling. What's his name? Saul?
Drill, baby, drill. Let's go.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, yeah. They're doing it. They're doing it. It's all coming to light, honey.
Yeah. We're gonna expose Donald Trump and his corruption. All right, CC. So listen
I'm so
thank
excited.
you so much. All right.
All right, buddy. You have a wonderful day.
All right,
and
lady.
As usual. Thank you. I love you.
All right. Love you too. All right. And thank you for having the courage and conviction to be able to get up here and to tell the truth. All right. I really, really do appreciate it. All right.
The truth will set you free.
Amen. Amen. Lady Rima. All right. That's my good friend CC MAGA. All right. And so what CC is doing is she's helping me to get that truth out here so that a lot of you can wake up and come out of that fog. Hopefully we get one today. This live is straight opinion based. No, it's not. No, it's not straight white individual. Straight. I don't want to call you the full name, but we'll call you straight right. All right. Straight white. Oh my God. Why do you gotta call yourself straight white? I mean, seriously. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, let's give straight white male what he deserves. A round of booze and shame. All right. Listen, who is this Tom and Jerry character out there? Who is this? All right, I know what it is. All right, who is this Tom and Jerry character? All right, yeah, Tom/T-Bone. Listen, I sent you a guest request. Come on up here and talk to Big Zeus. All right, look at that. Don't be afraid now. Don't be afraid now. All right, you were saying a bunch of things in the comment section, and now this is your one opportunity to get up here and be heard. See, I don't get it. Why is it that every Trump supporter that I've ran into is terrified to get in the box and defend their honor? All that shows me is that you know, just like I know, the end is near. Donald Trump is done. MAGA is done. And so are you. All right. Oh, look at that. Curly, I sent you an invite. Come on up here, Curly. All right. We would love to hear from you. All right. Come on, Curly. All right, moving it along. All right. Good morning, Ange. How are you doing, Ange?
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
So now you're calling yourself Big Zeus, huh?
Yeah.
Big Zeus, Big G.
You know it.
Big G stands for Big Democrat.
Bingo. Tell them, Ange.
Keeping it clean. So, I heard you talking about some conservative women. Are there some in here this morning?
Are there any conservative women in the audience today?
Because I've been getting them in my live. Oh, Lori Joe. There's a Lori Joe. Is Lori Joe in here? She's been following me around. But anyway, Zeus, yesterday, She told us that all liberal women were all lazy. We're not doing anything, right? Okay.
Programmed. She's been programmed.
Yeah, April is getting checks from Soros, and Takesha, of course, is getting her Section 8.
Oh.
They said that. And what else? And so, anyway, she told me I should get off TikTok and take care of my husband.
Oh.
And I said, I don't need to take care of him. I didn't marry a boy, I married a man.
Hey.
Why the hell would I need to take care of my husband? Now, obviously, if he's sick or something, I'm going to step up and help the poor man out if he's sick.
Right.
But I married a real man. So Lori Joe then tried to say she never said, she said, I didn't say that. Well, Lori Joe, thing is, when you come into my lives, I have the replays.
Oh.
So Lori Joe's talking about making videos about me, so you better be careful, sweetheart.
Oh.
Sanchez replays, and you waffled back and forth. And Zeus, they're so gross. You know what they went to? There's a lot of ladies in here, I think, that heard that. They went on to talk about volleyball and turned that into a transgender conversation.
What?
They can't help themselves from just being disgusting.
Wow.
They're just disgusting. Well, my kid plays volleyball, and I don't want my daughter playing against a trans woman, and it's not fair, and blah, 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 blah. That's what they turned abortion, that's what they turned that into. It was disgusting. They showed their whole rear ends. They don't care about their own daughters, Zeus.
Yeah. These people, they have no souls as far as I'm concerned. They would do anything they could. And I do mean anything. You know, Morning Star said they were MAGA something. I'm not going to say it, but she could say it. They'll do anything for Donald Trump.
She might have been there. I had a bunch of my girls come in and take care of them. I gotta tell you, Boss was in there, and Sunrise, and Wakanda, and Ava, and they didn't know what the heck they got themselves into.
Yeah. There's no way you can listen to all the ladies that love Donald Trump's nasty diaper. Let me say this to you. There's really no way you can defend Donald Trump. There's really nothing you can say to justify your loyalty to him. Every time you do it, you look ridiculous. You really do.
And of course, they brought up E. Jean Carroll and what a liar she is, and the whole song and dance that we always hear. One of them even admitted that she had been essayed herself, but that wouldn't talk, and then talked about she wouldn't believe E. Jean Carroll. I don't even think they believe the daughters. They're just gross. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're listening to me, sending the nasty messages. Oh, Zeus, you know the messages we get.
Yeah.
I got all the nasty messages. When really you're the nasty ones. Because if you vote for Trump, you are voting for a rapist. You are voting against your own best interests, and I find you disgusting.
Bingo.
Don't bring your crap into my life. Don't tell me I need to take care of my man. No, my man takes care of himself.
Yeah.
Because I married a man.
Exactly.
And Lori Joe didn't. So anyway, that's what we had to deal with yesterday, and I heard you bring up the conservative women. So if you're all in here, why don't you come up and talk to Zeus?
Yeah, I would love to hear them out, but you know they're like you said, they're a little intimidated by Zeus because I'm going to ask them the real questions that are going to challenge them, right?
I want them to come up and talk to you. I really do, because yesterday Ange didn't have patience. I had zero patience. I'm sorry I lost my mind, but I know you have the patience for it. So if there's any in here, I would love to have them come up and talk to you.
All right. Well, conservative women out there, please send Zeus a guest request. All right. And let's really have that conversation if you don't mind. It's only a 3-minute situation. All right. It might go further if it's necessary.
Andy reminded me, one of them said, because I'm a Democrat, I'm probably married to a woman.
Oh.
I said, excuse me, what did you say? Oh, Democrat women probably marry other women. Like there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with us? So they showed they were transphobic, homophobic, don't care about their own daughter. I could go on and on and on, but that's what. So anyway, maybe you would have more patience with them because Angela. I didn't have it yesterday.
What a sad thing.
Huh? Yeah, this is nicer than me, ladies. Come on up. Talk to them. I'd love to watch that show. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right, all right, all
Have a
right,
good day.
ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to my good friend, the beautiful Anne. Yeah. Because any woman that supports Donald Trump, she knows that we're gonna have to go down that list of questions, right? So, are you okay with your husband doing exactly what Donald Trump does? And I've never met a woman that supports Donald Trump that says yes to that, right? And that's where the conversation ends. So they know where I stand on this issue. They know exactly where I stand. All right. Good morning, Yazzie. How are you doing, Yazzie? Welcome.
Today for the show? Oh,
Huh? Huh?
for my birthday to celebrate. Oh, I was just waiting to the end.
Oh, okay. You want to come up after? Because yes, it is. Yeah. Well, your birthday is.
Yes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was what, 2 days ago?
No, it was yesterday.
Oh, it
but
was yesterday. Listen, I got the dates off.
I took my sister to surgery, and I didn't get to celebrate at all. So we're gonna celebrate it today now.
All right. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to celebrate Jazzy's birthday, which was yesterday. All right.
And I'm gonna have cake later. I'm gonna have
Oh.
cake, and I'm gonna have cheesecake.
Oh my
Cheesecake
goodness.
Factory.
Oh my
We're ready
goodness.
for it.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to bring you back up in about 20, 30 minutes or so.
Okay, sounds whenever. I'm here.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
And I've been singing all day long finally. I couldn't sing at the hospital yesterday because it's inappropriate, but
I understand. I understand. Well, keep up the great work, all right? I really do appreciate it. All right, we're going to bring Yazzie back up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Yazzie. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, Nutty Professor. How are you doing?
So, Zeus, you keep saying you were not funded by Soros. You do this little thing in your monologue where you take your hand and you put it over your head and you show that there are no strings. See, I think you're wrong, sir, because obviously you're using some of your Soros money. You're using some of your Soros money to pay Cece to get in this live and be all you handsome and all that. You are paying her, and I needed to stop.
Nutty, no. That comes from the heart, Nutty. And listen, the handsomeness is a real thing. Even you know it, Nutty. Cut it out.
You know what? Listen. Cece,
I know that. I mean, out of all the stuff we cover on this show, that's the
you're
one
out
thing.
there, Cece, if you're out there, get out of the Zeus cult because he is not handsome, my friend. Get out of it.
Wow.
What's going on?
Wow. You sound like a Zeus hater, Nutty.
No, I am not a Zeus hater. Listen, love you.
No. That right there, there's a checklist of what it takes to be a Zeus hater.
Oh, does it?
And yeah. And the one box that says, "Do you hate on Zeus's handsomeness?" If you check that, you don't got to check any other boxes. You're just a Zeus hater.
Oh, well, see, here's the deal. You got to be handsome in order to hate on the handsome. So there you go. There's that.
Oh
but
my
listen,
God!
I haven't been in the box all week long. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Listen, the Supreme Court. Maybe I'm just a big geek because this is what I get paid to do. I love listening to the Supreme Court. And right now, the Supreme Court is actually making me proud. And that's something that I haven't said in like ever. So,
really?
They're really pushing back on this immunity. They're really pushing back. Now, it doesn't determine what their outcome is going to be. But from the onset and listening to them, it seems like Mr. Sauer should just go have many seats.
Wow. So it's not going too good.
Well, one could say that because the questions that they're asking, they're very pointed and poignant, and he just really don't have answers for them.
Wow.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, she asked a simple third grade question, and it was like, she asked if no one felt that the president. So if everyone felt that the president did not have immunity, what was the point of President Ford pardoning President Nixon? and he didn't have an answer for that.
Wow. Isn't that interesting?
So obviously, he must have done a crime that he could be prosecuted for in order for President Ford to give President Nixon a pass.
Right.
And see, that's why we're in this position today. It goes back to 1974, 1975, where Gerald R. Ford pardoned Nixon. If he had not pardoned Nixon, we wouldn't be here where we are today. So, yes, I'm going deep into 24 feet down in the ground, and I'm hitting Gerald Ford's soul out right next to Ronald Reagan's, and it's like, this is your fault, bro.
Oh, so you're gonna blame Gerald Ford for all of this?
Oh, it's absolutely his fault.
He shouldn't have pardoned Nixon, is what you're saying.
He shouldn't have. Absolutely not. You commit a crime, you need to be held accountable. And if we could go back posthumously and convict him, we should.
Yeah.
Convict his nasty behind in the grave.
Right. Because guilty is guilty, and if people break the law, we gotta you can't not punish people, because what that does is it makes it look like that's something they can get away with for the next person, right?
Well, we all know that Donald Trump is trying to do that. But listen, I need to tell you. You're pissing people off.
How?
By doing what you do.
Oh, well.
And because you're pissing them off, continue doing what you're doing.
Let's go.
Because I've been in detail. So Zeus, I don't think you remember when you and I started talking, but it was way before you started your political talks.
Right.
It was when, the three of us, you, me, and Snuggles would actually get in the box. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had about if your significant other, if your woman was on the side of the road and AAA, you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
That's way back way back there.
I remember, and they said they didn't want to let me help their woman change her tire after they heard.
Right. So my whole point is that when they go after your main live like they have done, and you have to be on your backup, that's fine. Keep going after that main live, because what you're doing, you're just increasing the numbers on his backups.
Yeah.
So just keep it up. But one thing you're not going to do is silence us.
And she let me change that tire.
Well, you know what? And we know you're blind, so.
When you got it honest, you gotta be honest. Come on now. I mean, we can't hate on greatness.
Well, you know what? That's why you should stop hating on me.
Oh, no.
That's why you should stop hating on me.
Lord have mercy.
I heard that, Bill.
Keep doing what
you're doing. Don't let these people get to you. I love your attitude. You're like, I'm not gonna let the detractors detract from what I'm doing. Love it. Keep it up, brother. Have a great day.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to my good friend Nutty Professor, who made it crystal clear that Zeus knows how to change a tire. All right, ladies, so make sure you look me up if necessary. All right, let's move it along. All right, link up our next guest, Air Force retired. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom. All right, what's going on? I'm all right.
Wait, I was listening to Ann's live yesterday. It did get quite contentious in there yesterday with all the ladies. Oh yes, to the point where a couple of them got kind of emotional, but I can understand. But one of them I wrote to her, she was so emotional, I could not understand what she was saying.
Well, what was the issue? What is the issue? I mean, if you don't mind, it's just, to me, it seems like when I talk to the conservative women, it's a spirit of delusion going on over there, because the very characters that they sit on this app and promote, with Donald Trump, the moment you, me, or anyone else does the exact same thing, they lose it.
I know, but I'm from Mississippi, and they were white tea women, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, privilege.
Yeah,
my brother. That's all I'm saying. Privilege.
Interesting angle.
Something? The system. I heard I looked on YouTube that Marsalis Church or whatever he does, Ben Marsalis.
Ben Marsalis, yeah, Midas touch.
Yeah, he was talking about they be talking about Cohen and Trump, that interview he gave in Pennsylvania, saying that Cohen was a liar.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, you forgetting one thing. He lied to protect you. And everybody keep beating up Cohen being a liar, but he lied to protect Trump.
Wow, that's a good point.
No, and your boy Retribution, I saw him against Shay the other day. He told Shay he had 4 PhDs. I said, this just he don't talk like he has 4 PhDs.
Wow.
That was kind of
Retribution, he doesn't have a PhD in the sense that you and I are familiar with, because a PhD means that somehow he had to publish something like a thesis or something. And I asked him, well, where's the thesis at? And he says, I can't show it to you, Zeus. And he said he had 4 of them. I said, really? I can tell by the way that he writes and the way that he talks, he doesn't have those 4 PhD. Trump supporters are notorious for lying about things. They love to inflate their value for some strange reason, right?
Yes, they do. And he also told Shay that he worked at NASA. And she asked him, what project do you work on? That's all she asked him. I can't tell you that. She
Wow.
It's just a project.
Yeah. This is what they do, though. They have nothing to really talk about, so all they do is make up all of these bogus qualifications, bogus claims to try to make themselves feel important. It's all make-believe with them, though.
Well,
they get it from Donald Trump. They get it from Trump.
I'm fully retired. I don't work, so I can listen to a lot of these lives, and it'd be interesting to listen to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I found out this morning, you are 4 days after my birthday.
Who?
You.
I'm 4 days after your birthday.
Your birthday is 4 days after my birthday.
Oh, so you're on the 7th.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, isn't that interesting, Mr. Retired? That's awesome. You know what? That's awesome. So that means you're in good hands, all right, in the kingdom. Isn't that awesome?
You take care, my brother.
All right, Mr. Retired, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Air Force Retired a round of applause. No lies detected. All right, let's move it along.
I'm trying to get out of here, sir. I'm trying to get out of here.
All right, I got you. All right, let's move it along. All right, let's see. Who's out there spreading these lies about Zeus? Oh my goodness, dog, come on up. All right, you said someone's lying. What am I lying about, dog? Or are you gonna sit out there in the comment section and make things up as you go? Let's move it along. All right, good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
House.
Huh?
Section 8 in the house.
Hey, woo-hoo! Section 8. Wow.
Off the system, man. Come on with it, Zeus.
You said living off the system. Now that's a good one.
System, man.
How do I get? Hey, listen. How do I get on like you? I want to be just like you. I want to ball just as hard as you. How do you do it?
Man, you know you're black. That's all you gotta be. You know we on the system, man.
Oh, leveling up out here. Off somebody else's effort. Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I went to physical therapy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, April sent me a limo.
Oh.
Cause she George Soros, she in his pocket. And said if I needed some money, she was gonna ask her husband, who work 155 hours a week, just to make her happy.
Right.
Then I had just made me a sign, that I'm on Section 8, but I want to feel great.
Yeah.
And then I had some folks to send me some stamps and some wigs. And so I've been balling off the system all day.
I mean, I can tell you are thriving right now. It sounds like
listen, thriving off the system undefeated. I'm feeling great, man.
Wow.
Sit at home.
How can I get on? How can I get on? I want to be down, Takesha. I want to be down. Oh, okay. Do I gotta fill out it?
Apply and let it fly.
Hey. Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! And how much do they? How much can I get if you don't mind? How much can I get?
Zeus, let me tell you now.
Is it endless?
That's the problem, Zeus. Let me tell you.
Right.
Now for welfare, you're only gonna get $300 a month.
Oh, I could use that.
But listen, Zeus. But I lay on my back for the other 9 I need.
That's a soft G spot right there. You know what I'm saying? How did you get that?
Listen, that's what we black women do.
Oh!
But listen, you get all the stamps you want. And all we gonna do, we gonna keep having kids and keep having kids and keep having kids.
Oh.
The men who ain't gonna take care of them, right? We gonna give every child a different daddy, and that take the stamps up, Zeus.
Yeah.
You know, that's what black folks do.
Wow.
So that's how I get over on the system.
Oh my God. I mean, when you say you get over on it, I mean, you're saying that somehow you're not working for the system. The system is working you.
Working for me.
Working for you, I mean. Oh.
Why have a 9 to 5 when you can get welfare and thrive?
Wow. Well, with that being said, you're saying it's all I got to do is just show up and they'll give it to me?
Man, go down there. They going to say, oh, you black. You get on the system.
Oh.
Get on it, Zeus. It's there.
Okay. And it's legal, right? It's all on the up and up.
It's all legal. It's all legal, my boy.
I don't want to.
Let me say this.
I don't want nothing. I don't want none of that dirty money. All right, I want that clean system money.
It come on a card. You ain't even got to touch the money.
Oh.
You get your little welfare card. You swipe it like a credit card and make you think you had sex.
Oh, I love the swipe thing. You mean they'll give me a little dignity when I use it, right?
Man, you're gonna put your suit on food stamp day and go to the grocery store with your 5-piece suit on. Because you're gonna be balling, Zeus. Let me tell you what I noticed yesterday, though.
What's that? Go ahead, tell me.
I was watching, ashy ass, do his press conference after court.
Okay. I think
it's ashy. Nobody's.
I don't. Listen. I can't.
Nobody's lotioning that.
Please don't put images in my head, Takesha. You're going to have to keep it clean. There's my keep it clean button over here. Don't put no.
Keep it clean. I'm sorry, Zeus. He needs to keep it clean. He should keep it clean. But listen, I noticed the wind was blowing. And only one side of his hair moved.
Right.
The toupee is glued down tighter than a virgin on her wedding night.
Ooh.
His hair doesn't even move. So it didn't even sway in the wind. And I said, that's that lying hair. Because it lies down just like the liar is.
It's so easy. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Wow.
Booger booty. Yeah.
Listen, the way you put the image of his thing in my head, Takesha, that ought to be illegal, honestly, because I don't want to imagine
everything
that.
about him is illegal.
Unfortunately, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to come up and tell you I'm proud to be on the system.
Let's do it. All right.
I'm encouraging all of my black people, especially women, to get on the quit those jobs.
Amen.
Get on the system.
All right, tell them, Takesha, and they're listening to you.
It.
They're listening to you. All right, and if we want help getting on, you said we can reach out to you for help.
Reach out to me. I'll tell you how to get over.
All right. Well, listen, you got it, and that's what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Takesha a round of applause, who is helping us all not just work with the system, but actually get the system to work for us. That's quite impressive, if you ask me. All right, let's move it along. All right, Timothy, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Tiffany, I see you. Good morning.
Hey.
Hey,
Zeus, what's up?
What's going on, champ? How are you?
Chilling, man. Hey, I had 3 quick things. I know I got only 3 minutes,
Let's do it.
Sidebar. Nutty Professor's hilarious. I love him. But,
Yeah.
you know, I was just saying. I'm kind of
Yeah.
on the side with the, you're not as handsome as most, but it's okay.
See what Nutty does? He plants those seeds.
I'm just saying, he had a point.
He's in here planting nasty seeds in the audience. Nutty, please go put yourself in timeout for that, all right? Seriously.
But anyway, real quick, 3 quick things. First off, whenever they bring up that Obama is being the president, I mean, Joe Biden is Obama's puppet, bring up the Logan Act. It's like they don't know what that is. Meaning that a civilian, a citizen, cannot dictate the dealings of the president, and especially with foreign affairs and things of that nature.
Right.
So that is actually illegal, but that's what Trump tries to do now, but they don't see that. That's one thing.
Bingo.
And a lot of people don't understand that. Read the Logan Act, you'll get it.
Tell them.
Second thing. Huh?
No. Please continue.
Okay, the second thing. With this election interference, make sure that people of color, now, I mean, yes, I want my Caucasus Mountain peoples to be aware of this as well, but especially people of brown and brown and black people.
Yeah.
There was a 35-year ruling precedent that was set. There was a law that was set that made it, because of Republicans, that made it illegal for them. I mean, for election interference, they would send mailers to people of color, or they would have off-duty police officers. And I got this off of the Dollamore Daily Show. If you ever watch them on YouTube, good show. Check it out.
Never heard of it.
And this came out of Laura Trump's mouth. This president stated that they could not do this. This is illegal. Now, because this president ended in, I think, 2017, 2018. They said they're going to go back to some of these practices. And she said this live out of their mouth.
Right.
So when Republicans state that there's no election interference, there it is right there. They're telling you that's what they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So make sure that you tell everybody to be aware of these things. They were sending false mailers. They were sending false people in the lines trying to basically quell your vote. Which is crazy.
Yeah, this is what they do.
Right, exactly. Now the last thing, I always tell you, I'm a minister. I love to preach. I love God. I'm saved and all the no. Right. Now, I'm a man. I'm 44. I'll be 44 years old this year. I grew up in the era of Bad Boy, of No More Sheets. Juanita Bynum, R. Kelly, yada yada yada. Right. Now follow me with this here. I love Bad Boy. I love T.D. Jakes. I love Mystical. I love R. Kelly. I love all these people. When things came out about them, I was concerned, didn't say anything. Until I saw the evidence, watched the trial, then I kept it moving. Now, I say that because look at the Trump supporters. We got, let's get it right, 88 indictments because some of them got canceled.
Right.
And they're still riding for him. One of these don't add up. One of these don't make sense. Make it make sense. Because I was under that No More Sheets. I was under that Woman Thou Art Loose. I was under all these things. But when they said the things about T.D. Jakes, I was like, oh, I'm concerned. But then when they said, oh, yeah, he was at this party. Oh, he was at this party. He was with this boy. He was that boy.
Yeah.
I was like, you see, are you making my correlation here?
Yep. You had the ability to pull yourself out of the fog when you were presented with credible information. All right?
Exactly.
All right.
And that's the point. Because some people feel like they're so deep into a situation that they're afraid to make a realistic decision. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go.
All right.
This morning, me and my son, we were getting ready for school, and he was about to leave. He was like, Daddy, I always hear you say how you despise Donald Trump or whatever. Now, my son's only 8, but this is the conversation that I have because I want to have an intelligent, logical son to make his own choices about everything.
Right.
First point. Then I said this. I said, this is what I mean. This is why I do not like Donald Trump, son. Not just because he's an ignorant Republican, But because him as a person, I said, now you know me and you are Christians, correct? And he was like, yes. I said, you're saved, correct? He was like, yeah, I'm saved. I said, but when you get older and you decide to get married, you're going to marry a woman, correct? She was like, yeah. I said, what about your aunt Faith? She has a fiance that's a woman. She was like, right. I said, now, if she gets married, we're going to that wedding, correct? She was like, yeah. You're going to love your Aunt Stacy the way you love your Aunt Faith, correct? Correct. So they're right. But do we agree with how they live? No. But are we going to stop them from doing what they want to do? No. Why? Because God is what? He says love. That's what Christianity is.
Love.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to understand it's not about me force feeding you Christianity or God loving or this, that. I'm doing this because of Jesus. No, Jesus is love. And then if you love what I'm saying, if you want to find out how I'm living, then come to me. We'll talk.
Well,
they forget that fact.
Well,
if you're a Republican and you're saying I got to kill your rights to promote my Jesus, you're not a Christian.
All right. Now listen, Tim, I got to move it on, brother. All right. You're well past your 3 minutes, but I appreciate and I think I get what you're saying. All right.
All right, brother.
All right,
I'll talk to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Tim. All right. All right, listen, we got things to do this morning. All right, so sorry I had to move it along. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do a couple of more, and then we'll sing happy birthday. All right, Vegas girl, I haven't heard from you in quite a while. How are you doing, Vegas girl?
I'm doing great. How are you, Zeusy?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual.
You know, I just have to come up here and say I was in Angie's live yesterday, but I stayed in the chat.
Okay.
Which is probably good because the things that I wanted to say probably would have been disrespectful to the two women, Lori Jo and Kim.
Oh, really?
I didn't get the pleasure of hearing Lori Jo speak, which I probably have too many brain cells to probably comprehend what she was saying. So
were they trying to defend the indefensible? I'm assuming that's what it was, right?
It was. You know what, Kim? Because we were talking about abortion. Kim something, I don't remember the rest of her name. It's not important. But she
MAGA demon.
Yeah,
she MAGA demon.
She was more concerned about her daughter playing volleyball against a trans person than her daughter's health.
Wow.
And go ahead.
No. So these knuckleheads, these MAGA demons, they have no idea what human rights are all about. I mean, from what I'm gathering.
Well, let me just tell you this. From my experience having conversations with conservative women going into MAGA lives, they just don't care about, they are so obsessed, they are so obsessed with kids, with trans people, with the gay community. They are so obsessed with that. And they're so fearful. And because let's be honest, that's what it's based on. They are so worried about who's in the bathroom. I don't know about you, but when I go in the bathroom, I go in there for one or two reasons.
Bingo.
I don't go in there to check and see if a trans person is in the bathroom with me. I don't care.
I wouldn't even know how to do that. I don't know how you go and start off and do that. Like, that's ridiculous.
Now, I'll be honest with you, and this might sound silly, I'm more worried about this Ghostface or Jason or Mike Myers being in the bathroom than I am a trans person. It's ridiculous. Yeah. We have already used the bathroom with someone that's trans.
Yeah.
So, you can't tell me for 1 second that when these people take their kids into the bathroom that they go in there and look for that.
They don't.
No, these parents are putting their fears onto their kids.
Yeah.
Kids do not think about that kind of stuff. They really don't.
Tell them. You bring up a valid point. The first thing I say is, well, at the bathroom you use at your house, is there a sign on those bathrooms at home, right? Do they separate it like that at home?
Exactly. And another thing, too, we are so uptight in this country about sexuality, about gender and this and that. I don't have a problem with going to the bathroom with a man in the bathroom stall next to me. I don't care about that stuff.
No,
I don't think about that when I'm in the bathroom. If you're that worried about someone's going to get you every time you go somewhere, stay your ass at home.
Bingo! Oh. folks acting like they are. These folks acting like they're really holier than thou.
And let me just say this. Wasn't it Donald Trump who said that Caitlyn Jenner could use any bathroom that she wanted at Trump Tower?
Oh, he did? See, that's breaking news.
He said that a long time ago.
Wow.
Even though I will say Caitlyn Jenner is not a good representation of the trans community.
Yeah. Interesting. But he's right. If you got to use the bathroom, it don't matter what sign is on that door. Use the bathroom. Seriously, folks, don't be nasty.
I don't know. I guess it just amazes me the way people are constantly thinking about stuff like that.
Yeah. They need to be thinking about other things besides how other folks is using the bathroom. If you ask me, it's quite ridiculous, as you say, Vegas girl. Seriously.
And let me just say this: I've been in men's bathrooms before. They're much cleaner than women's bathrooms. I would prefer to use a men's bathroom. Women are nasty.
Oh my God! It reminds me back when I used to, work for McDonald's, and I did have to go do that. I was quite shocked about what goes on in. You know what? Never mind. Let's not go there. It's too early. Listen, Vegas girl. Thank you so much. I gotta move it along. All right. Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Vegas girl. No lies detected. All right, let's go. All right, we're gonna bring up Shay. All right, Shay. All right, and then we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday." I do got to get up out of here. All right.
Hey.
Hi, Shay. What's going on? What's the latest?
No, yeah. So I've been listening to the Supreme Court arguments, simultaneously trying to read what's going on in the Trump trial. Today is a busy day in the land of the legal world. Holy hell!
Yeah.
Both involving the wonderful ex-president. What I reflect on, especially after, anyway, that shit show of a conversation. Go ahead and do the growl. I don't care.
I didn't hear it
last night with Snuggles. Okay, good. Just horrific stuff in that live last night. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah. He's not. He's doing the last ditch effort. Which is try anything at this point to save Donald Trump.
He's about to have to buy you a whole cow. Anyway, so to get your steaks to you. But, when we're listening to it, it looks like the Supreme Court is not buying into the arguments. Because, he says in some ways that if he acts on his own personal account, then that's not immunity. But if he acts in the official acts of a president, then he does have immunity. And they're like, you're not really defining what an official act of a president is, right? Besides giving us these ridiculous scenarios, like he took out somebody with, whatever, a drone or whatever. So it's not looking good as far as that goes, thank God. And actually, I was impressed with Amy Coney Barrett. She absolutely asked hard-hitting questions, and she was spot on. So anyway, but that's enough about that. It looks like Pecker has basically outlined the catch and kill scheme with Karen Dougal.
Right.
In fact, he was not paid back, but yet the file itself in his office was labeled the president's budget.
Oh.
Yeah, so they literally had a situation in his office called the president's budget to help Donald Trump. And they
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
They're lining it up because, Trump didn't have anything to necessarily do with the paying off of Karen McDougal, because Pecker did that, never got paid back, of course. He never pays back anybody. But they're lining it up to get to the Stormy Daniels thing. So that's kind of the updates going on right now in the world of everything. But I got to ask you a question, Trumpies. So here we have the indictments by Arizona. We're about to have indictments by Michigan, all on Trump's attorneys team, chief of staff, campaign managers, and possibly Trump himself. So when you guys talk about election interference, can you answer this question? Which person did the election interference? Trump and his team or Biden and his team?
Oh.
I mean, you've got to stop the narrative of the stolen election because it's clear which team was interfering in the election.
Right.
They've got indictments in Georgia. They've got indictments in Arizona. They're about to be handed down indictments in Michigan. The fake elector scheme, which I hear about conservative lens and MOD trying to defend that and all that. Then why are these 11 fake electors in these 3 states been indicted if it wasn't an illegal act? I mean, absolutely insane. And the other thing I want us to watch, it's a white woman in Arizona that is leading this prosecution. Let's see if she gets the vitriol that Letitia and Fonnie got.
Oh, you know when they say
interesting to watch this.
They call Letitia and Fonnie racist.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. So we're gonna see if this white woman
and in Arizona Peekaboo, they call her Peekaboo James, right? They call her
which is a racist slur. I've explained that before.
Yeah. What's her name? Kristen Mays out there in Arizona. I believe that's her name. What do you got for her, MAGA?
What do you got for her? Let's see what you got. So anyway, so interesting developments. Just wanted to say that. And I'm going to let you guys go. Let's celebrate Yazzie Jazzy.
All right.
Ladies, love you, Zeus.
Love you, Shay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Shay a round of applause. All right, listen, we're on an abbreviated schedule. I'm so sorry. I'll be back to my regular time tomorrow. All right, but let's get Yazzie Jazzy up here, and we are out of here. If I didn't get to you today, don't worry. I'll get to you tomorrow. All right, no love lost. All right, you know I'm still the same Zeus yesterday, today, and forever. All right, good morning, Yazzie. All right, sorry. So it's your birthday, right?
Happy birthday!
Looking gorgeous. Oh my God!
Thank you. You know this is what a lazy liberal looks like. Okay, don't forget it.
All right.
I don't know how I feed my cat. This morning when I was up at 5 a.m. feeding cattle because we had some heifers that we bred ourselves. We did a little artificial insemination.
Yes.
For the heifers. But I don't know how all the farm. I mean, I do have good employees. I have great employees on my ranch. But I'm going to tell you something.
Let's go. Well, listen, we got to move it. I'm going to hit play and we're going to sing it, all right?
I heard it was somebody's
birthday. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
Woo!
BJ Panda birthday
Turn up.
song. Yeah. Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday. I know you're so happy. Today is your birthday. We gon' turn out.
I like that. Let's go, Yazzie! Oh. Let me get mine in too. I gotta send my gift. Oh, wait, hold on.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Get a cake, blow the candles like a kiss.
Hey!
Throw a party, everybody bring gifts. Got a new outfit and it's lit. Best day of the year you can't miss. I'm like,
let's go, Yazzie!
My parents raised my allowance. I'm jumping around, up and down. Hey, happy birthday, we gon' sing it now. Today is your birthday, we gon' say it loud.
Yes, Yazzie! Get it.
We gon' turn out.
Hey!
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Sing it, yeah! Look at all this love that you're getting, Yazzie! Hey! Cut it out, yeah! Woo! Yazzie! Oh! Hit it! Put your back into it! Hey! Turn up! Woo! Hey! Oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, it is so lovely, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday. Let's go, Yazzie. Turn up. Let's go. Hey. We just wanted to wish you a happy birthday today, Yazzie. Come on. All right. Now, what are you doing today? All right. I mean, it was yesterday, but what are you doing?
We're going to have cake tonight, and we're going to have a dinner And I'm going to also open some presents.
Ooh, all right. What kind of dinner are you having tonight? If you,
You know
don't
what? We're gonna have tacos, something easy.
Okay. It's at home, or are you going
Yeah,
out?
it's at home with my sister, my oldest. I had to come. I was in Denver for my sister's surgery. Well, I have 5 sisters, everybody.
Oh my
5 sisters.
gosh! Wow!
So my mom really wanted to be at the hospital with my other sister.
Okay.
So, and I had to come back today because I need to have a corporate meeting because we got to fight for water rights and farming rights.
Oh wow!
Okay. And then,
wow.
Then I'm gonna have dinner with my sister and my nephews, and they're gonna celebrate my birthday. Then I'm gonna go back to Denver, and my other sister, who's a Taurus too, she's in May, the beginning of May.
Oh,
and we're gonna celebrate there too.
Wow.
Our birthdays together, and so we're 7 years apart. And she, I don't know, she argues like, but she does do family law, and her husband does patent law. But I don't know how people can argue that much. I'm like,
yeah, I don't either. I don't know, but listen, hopefully you'll share the pictures with us.
I will. Yeah, I'll post some pictures. I try not to post too many family pictures because people get really mean. And
don't do it. Keep security. You got to be secure. Keep your family secure.
And so, but sometimes I just want to know. My mom showed me how to make tortillas. My dad showed me how to farm. Sometimes I just want to show my uncle, who's one of my uncles. I had 5 uncles that are still alive. And he was a big support. Just sometimes you just want to see like this is the real work being done, everybody. And so I love you guys. And
all right,
it's already a great day. Thank you.
All right, happy birthday. All right, and on that note, well, listen, thank you once again, Yazzie.
Today in your kingdom because you are the most handsome.
They are, but they're gonna learn.
Timothy, this right here, he is so handsome. Don't be jelly. Don't be jelly, Nutty.
Tell him, Yazzie. Him and Nutty better cut it out.
Most handsome, okay? And I have good eyes. I need my contacts back, but hey, he's the most handsome I see.
All right. Well, listen, Yazzie, once again, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Yazzie Jazzy a round of applause. No lives detected. All right. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. It was nice doing what we did. All right. We laughed together. We cried together. But Zeus does have to get up out of here. You all deserve a round of applause. Thank you to all of the subscribers, to all of the panelists, all right, and to all of the moderators for helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. You do deserve another round of applause. Let's give one more round of booze and shame to the Zeus haters. These are our haters, our critics and detractors. These are a bunch of liars, all right? They spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, and they promote evil, hatred, and bigotry and misogyny on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Let's give them one final round of booze and shame. Gotta get out of here. Oh, my God. All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Who always the most handsome in the kingdom?
And I really am the most handsome. Yes, I gotta run, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. All right, I'm out of here.
This is how I move. Walking like Zeus.
All right, Swerve.
Talking like Zeus.
Mickey P.
This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Hey, Cole says, Slick as Rick, Miss Boss Steve, Vegas Girl, Shay, thank you. Jeffrey, DJ Sound Chaser, alright. Hey, Slick as Rick, Tone, Marisol, alright, let's go. Dark IT Lady, I love you all, let's go. Awesome show, Shadow Kitty, Linda Lamar, alright. Love ya. I put a bounty on your head. Idaho gal, I see ya. Alright. Maisha Lewis, let's go. Little Hawk. Queen, Mrs. Bees, Valerie, I see ya. Let's go. Don Mosier, let's go. Rio, I knew you was there. Woo! Cole State, we're going on vacation. Alright, awesome. Everything is fine. You're right about that. Let's go. Slick as Rick, I see ya. Hey, Garvin, let's go. Big Rick with the Thunderbolts. Hey, Mystica, all right. Dimmadam there you go. Keep it going, Lady Rima. All right. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. Jazzy, Jazzy, keep up the great work. Woo! And I'm gonna get you back, hands. Cut it out. You know that. Listen, you're gonna send me the balloon. I'm gonna send you the back. All right. You know, we're a bunch of lazy liberals, all right? We're a bunch of Trump haters, all right? That's what they call us. Colston, thank you for the... Ooh. Oh, Cupid eye, Mickey B. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, in full regalia tomorrow, all right? I know the ladies love me because I'm sweet like a tooth. Play you hating on the gods, boy, you're such a tooth. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. All right. Ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know, hey, Nutty, you know I'm so handsome, right? This is how I sound when I'm talking like, hey, Mystica, Bama, all right, Slick as Rig, all right. Oh, they're hiding today, and you're right. Yeah, tell them Mickey B. Because Donald Trump is in court all over the internet. Here he goes.
11,780 votes. One more than we have.
And that'll get you a RICO case right there, MAGA. All right? Yeah, we're going to wear MAGA out all the way until November. Yeah. Silence you, MAGA demons. Let's hit them with the Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
Woo! I got your indictment. One charge, and we're going to turn it into 36 charges.
And he's a big Trump hater.
Yeah,
Openly.
they indicted me because I'm a Trump hater. All right, you know how this works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Take care and stay safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't